All right, so greetings, kings and queens, gods and goddesses, all of you stars wrapped in skin. I pray that all of you have had an amazing day today. And in case nobody has told you today that they love you, let me be the first to say that I love you to life. You are loved, cherished, and appreciated. And thank you for coming to another episode of Greens and Things. For those who have been tuning in, you already know the vibes. For everybody new, you already know we have a guest come on here every week and speak their real ish about their life, their music, and just give y'all a new world to tap into. So this week, we got my man Lum. For those who don't know who he is, my first time meeting Lum was at the Foundation Room.
Yeah.
At the
House of Blues.
Yes. And he was on there with this guy named, I think he was on there with Mr. Jenkins and Tavi.
Okay, yeah.
I can't remember exactly.
Old Man Jenkins and Tavi J.
Old Man Jenkins and Tavi J.
Yeah.
I remember just walking into the room. First of all, the vibe, it was kind of similar to like the kind of almost the vibe you got in your background, you know? Real nice. And then it was just these three guys on stage, man. And the way that you was able to orchestrate that whole ordeal and then just actually being able to build with you after that. For those who don't know, which a lot of y'all, you know, for at least on the East Coast or whatever, like, yo, this man right here, he is a musical genius in a lot more ways that I can even portray to you. So with that said, yo, y'all go ahead and welcome my man Lum.
Man, thank you.
Indeed. Glad to have you on the show.
For sure.
Indeed. So with that said, man, let's go ahead. My first question, just something simple. Just go ahead and let the world know about you, where you from, man, and all that good stuff.
Oh man. I was born in Long Beach, California. That's where my family's from. And we at an early age moved out to Orange County, and I went to school and college and everything out in Orange County. Yeah, that's that. As far as where music began for me, it came at an early age, but I didn't really get into it until I was in college. I was playing basketball, And then I kind of got to the point where I was like, you know what, I'm not about to go to the NBA, but I've always had this thing with music, and at the time I was DJing. You know, so some things had happened. One of my nieces had passed away, and that was like the pivotal point where I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just start rapping and making beats, because I was already kind of making beats for people here and there. But like, I just wanted to experience like just giving my all to, you know, to becoming, you know, a triple threat, you know, being able to, you know, mix and master my own stuff, produce my own stuff, and then write for not only myself but just for other people, you know. So so that is what it is.
I like that. I like that. Snaps to that. My man said triple threat, yo. So for all y'all inspiring artists out there, just take notes. You're gonna be in for a ride. My man's about to provide some gems this evening for y'all. All right. So you kind of answered my next question just a little bit. But with that said, I know you said that you were playing basketball and, you know, just really thinking like, okay, is the NBA really in the scope?
Yeah.
And you said it was a particular experience that made you say, you know what, bump it. This is what we are. This is what I'm gonna be doing.
Yeah.
And that was with your sisters, or?
No, that was my niece. So I had so at the time I was DJing like a lot and everywhere. And I had a particular night where I was kind of being in some way like scouted, if you will, by Power 106. So we were going to be in Long Beach. And so, you know, I'm all prepared. I'm psyched for the event. And at the time I was working, during the day I was working at AT&T. So, so I got a call from my brother, and he said, yeah, man, he's like, Dominique is gone. Like, she's gone. Right. So I'm like, what are you talking about? Right. So he's like, I'm coming to pick you up from work, like right now. Right. So it was just like, it was tough, man. And she just passed away from SIDS, but she was at our house. But it was definitely a hard hit for our family, and it kind of knocked me down for a little bit, because I was just like, it was a trip for me. And then I just, the way that I got myself through that is I ended up just making a song like dedicated to her. And I was like, you know what, man, I like because of her, like I want to like fully pursue this, like, you know, because it's just like somebody that small, you know. And it wasn't like it just happened, you know, like it wasn't anybody's fault or anything like that. But just to have your life taken away from you at an early age and not being able to see what you could have been or who you could have become is a trip, you know. And it's like, nah, man, like I have to do something with my life with that in mind, you know. So yeah.
Yo, I just learned something new about you, yet at the same time it helped me understand your music and the tunes and the chords that you use and the feel just a little bit more, sure, bro. Like, that's crazy. Yo, that's crazy, bro. Okay. Wow. All right. Thank you for sharing that, yo.
Oh yeah.
All right. So my next question will be, what was the craziest experience you've ever had in the studio?
In the studio.
Yes.
Well, I mean, it was there, I guess. Well, there were two incidences, but not a lot of people may not know, but my uncle is Trey D from the East Siders. So he's been a big part of like, or influence, if you will. I've always like watched him and admired like how he raps and, you know, all this stuff growing up. So when I decided that I wanted to really do that, like I was always like, yeah, man, one day I'm gonna get my uncle at my studio, right? And we had a studio out in Santa Ana, and he came through, and like, you know, most of the time, like he's busy, he's doing other stuff, you know. So I'm like, man, we'll see if he comes, right? Right. So he's like, yeah, he's like, I'm pulling up. So he came, chilled with us, listened to, I think Mosaic was with me in the studio at the time. came and checked out some of his stuff. And then the time after that, he actually invited me out to one of his studio sessions out in LA. And it was just like, okay, cool. I'm on track. Like, I'm on track for what I'm supposed to be doing. And there's a reason why I'm even able, I mean, I know I'm gonna be able to sit with him because that's my uncle, that's family, but
Right.
in a different sense, like he's bringing me to the table, you know, like he's like, okay, cool. Like you're here for a reason, you know?
Right.
So, and I always like just kept those two, like in doing music, like I've worked with other people. I've been in other studio sessions with other dope artists and stuff, but to kind of, I don't know, I guess that was just big for me because that is my uncle too. You know,
Right.
it's like, it's somebody like you want, not only do you want your parents to look at you like, but it's like he really does this shit. Like he does it. And for him to be like, no, like here, this is my creative feedback. You know, I'm really feeling this, you know, like it was dope. And it was some dope experiences that I will, you know, throughout my journey, you know, I'm going to cherish that for real.
Right. No, I love that, yo. I can only imagine, especially as like an aspiring artist, just being able to like build with like somebody that you looked up to, whether whether it was like a blood tie or not. You know? Like I can only imagine, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. All right. So with that said, before I get into my next question, then I got one for you. Well, side note, I need one of them shirts, bro.
Oh yeah.
I need one of them shirts, bro. So we'll build on that. Back to regular programming though. So for the world, bro. Before I ask this question, or my next question. Hold up. Ooh. What is it? I know you told us about like the catalyst into like what made you want to pursue music, especially so heartfelt that you pursue it now, right? What song though, or what genre of music inspired you the most? When you start to get into that?
It was my two biggest. I'll give you three. Jazz music. Growing up, my parents loved listening to the wave and just jazz, and so you know, so I'm learning about all these jazz musicians and stuff coming up. So that's one, and then you have just R&B in general. My favorite 90s R&B, but like even 60s, 70s R&B, like, you know, the whole funk era, like I love that. And then that all mixed up with gangster rap, like, but like early 90s gangster rap, like it was like the death row era, like like that kind of stuff. Like I just love it, you know. I love the cadence, the feel of it, and I think that's what gives those influences kind of give my music and my production like a kind of like swing to it, you know. Just by trying to incorporate and now I can transcend amongst, you know, R&B, trap, and still have these other elements too. So
right. Okay. All right. Snaps to that. All right. So before I get into the next question, then another one. At what point did you realize that you can harmonize and sing? Like when did that come about?
I've always kind of messed around and sang, but it wasn't until like way later, like since I had been doing music for a while. But I've been coming across different singers, male and female vocalists, and I've always had a mentality of like, when I see people do stuff, I try to figure it out, and I'm like, how do they do that? And then once I figure it out, I'll figure out like, okay, am I gonna need this later, or was it just one of those things? It's like oh, that's cool to know, you know.
Right.
So I just kind of did that along the way, like pulling from a bunch of different like influences and people that I've recorded along the way. And that kind of molded like my rap and my, you know, my singing abilities up to this point, you know.
Okay. All right. My man said, yo, hey, you did say in the beginning that you wanted to be the triple threat, learn how
Yeah,
to produce, mix, master, write, all of that. So it's
yeah,
only right that you say that. That makes sense,
yeah,
actually.
for sure.
He said, yeah, I'm going to figure this out.
Yeah.
All right. So with that said, then, my next question,
Mhm.
at this particular point in time, what artist would you love to work with?
Um, let's see. Right now, man, I would
Because
have to say,
especially like R&B realm, this so much more than what it used to be. I ain't
oh,
talking about rap.
if it was R&B, I'd have to say Givian.
I love him, man. He's a
Yeah,
legend. I love Gibby.
yeah, he's dope. I would have to say him.
Okay. All right. So how about with the
Yeah.
bars then? Who you?
Oh, I'm gonna have to go with West Side Boogie all day.
Oh,
That fool is,
elaborate.
hey,
Why?
he's too hard, man. Like I don't like as of lately, like there's like like legends that are dope, right? But this dude, like even I'm not, I would never say like he's better than Kendrick Lamar. I won't say that,
Okay.
but the way he does his shit is it's like how do you even think like that? Like
Like what made you think? Like what made you even write that or deliver it that?
yeah, and it's like or like he'll say some shit in a way where it's something that you probably thought about like at some point or another, but the way that he just said it was just like, damn, I would have never thought to say that way.
Right.
Like, but I don't know. I think on the bars right now, he's probably my favorite right now.
West Side Boogie. Okay.
Yeah.
Snaps to that. Snaps to that. I like
Yeah.
that. I like that. Okay. Damn. West Side Boogie, huh? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Um. So the next one is like, just go ahead and let the world know like where to follow you, bro. Like, where can people tap into who you are as an artist and just follow the journey and be a part of that?
Yeah. You can find me on Instagram at I am Lum, and that's IAM as in Mary LUMM.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
and everything. You click that link in my bio, and it'll take you everywhere you want to go.
You got anything you working on? Anything you just released
Um,
or?
yeah. So I'm working on. Well, I'm working with R&B artist out of Monterey, by the name of Ty Mariner. So we're actually in one of his sessions right now. Um, so I'm working on that, but personally, I'm coming out with the R&B EP for the summer.
Mm,
So hopefully I can finish that smack dab in the middle of the summer, but it's
right.
definitely gonna be a vibe. I'm like at 80% on it. Kind
Okay.
of been procrastinating, but when
Now
you
you
got
working.
kids,
Right. Now you got stuff to do, yo. All right.
right?
All right. So with that said, yo, y'all go ahead and tap into the man, my man Lum. Again, just I know lately, past couple of years, a lot of stuff has been happening.
Right.
COVID, shutdowns, everything. Yet
Mm-hmm.
from the times that I was able to build an experience with you, bro,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think y'all understand. Tap in, and then you will. And even then, you won't understand from my point of view, but still, tap in. Just tap in.
Yeah,
All
appreciate
right, so two more questions, yo.
you. Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
Sativa, indica,
Indica.
all the way, huh?
Yeah.
Why? Why indica?
Oh no, it's something about how some people say like, okay, sativa is like if you're gonna be doing stuff and you want to be moving around, that's the one to have, I guess, right?
Right.
But I just feel like when I'm zoning, when I'm in the vibe, like I want to be stuck in the vibe. Like I don't want to go anywhere else. I don't want to be, and that's what indica does for me. So it's just like boom, like I'm locked in, and now I can like really, really, really go to work.
Facts. Okay.
But it's more of a enjoyable hobby than a need. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, it's like when you can still create the same inside the realm and outside the realm, then it's all good.
That
You know?
part. That part. Like
Yeah.
when I
Yeah.
write, I don't smoke, man. It's just like not Kevin Hart. I was watching something with him yesterday. But Kendrick. I forget what song he made. It was off the Overly Dedicated album.
Mm-hmm.
And he was speaking. He was like, what? That takes you to like what, level 4 or 5? I'm already on that, And it just, I felt that, So being able to create, like you said, in that room and outside, it really does matter. So for those artists out there, peep that. And then the last thing, man, just go ahead and if there's any advice, perspective, or like guidance from your experience that you would give artists who are learning to align their art with their life or their lifestyle, like what would or their passion, what would you provide?
Just be a student and absorb, listen more than you speak, and just, and that goes for whatever you want to do, and just in life in general. I think, over the past few years, I've been practicing that myself, because I'm quick to be like, oh yeah, I know it all, but there comes a time where you just need to, as my dad would say, sit your ass down and just listen, and that just, that's my advice, because you will learn a lot, and sometimes, when we're not listening, we walk straight past things that could have propelled us to the next level. If we were listening and paying attention to the things that we were being open or exposed to, good or bad, but yeah, that's my little 2 cents.
Indeed. I appreciate that.
And love your neighbor.
Love your neighbor.
Yes, for sure.
Yo,
in these times, man, we just need love, man.
Facts.
Yeah,
I love that.
Sure.
I love that. Thank you. Yo, I felt that,
Yeah, man.
That reminds me, somebody told me a while ago, smart man learns from his mistakes, a wise man learns from other people's mistakes. So if somebody trying to show you and teach you, you gotta take heed, man. So I felt
that. For sure.
Thank you. So yeah, man, with that said, just bringing this full circle, I appreciate you just stopping by, being able to provide some energy, your presence, and some gems for the world, and a new world that people can tap into, right? Because that's what this is all about: networking, integrating, and community. Like you said, love your neighbor, man. So for everybody who's tapping in, I love y'all to life. Y'all make sure y'all follow my man Lum at I Am Lum, and that's on all platforms.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, on all platforms, I follow my man I Am Lum. Y'all tap into the movement, all right? So with that said, love y'all to life. Until next time. Peace.
All right, brother.
Peace. Thank you.